or analytics. It's your gut, your instincts, the answer in your abdomen, the fire in your belly, the feely-feels in your tummy-tum, the hunch brewing in your breadbasket. This March, when your gut speaks, listen. Download the ESPN Tournament Challenge app to fill out your bracket. Presented by Acura, Allstate, and McDonald's.
Hey, it's Greeny, and so the Aaron Rodgers story continues to take its twists and turns. Where will it be when we reconvene on Thursday morning? You will find out as we get there. Plus, the dance begins. It's March Madness with Greeny, starting 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Canty and Carlin, pound for pound, the biggest. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Max Kellerman.
Mike Krzyzewski, 5-time national champion.
Huge matchup against the Gold.
3 bad choices now in a span of less than a year.
Morant released a statement apologizing.
The big question is if that reality is going to will get you thrown out of this league. And, you know, the big question is if that reality is going to kick in here.
That was a week ago Saturday when the news came down about Ja Morant brandishing the...
I haven't, been in,
ESPN app.
I'm Kevin Winter on the AutoZone Halftime Report. Clippers by 3 in a huge matchup against the Golden State Warriors. These two teams each entering the day 36-33, tied for the 5th spot in the West. 5-12 separated by 3 games. Give you the first half highlights coming up. Memphis guard Ja Morant will not play in at least the next 2 games.
He has made 3 bad choices now in a span of less than a year.
Morant released a statement apologizing and saying, quote, "I take full responsibility for my actions last night."
A video of him brandishing a firearm.
Well, you're talking about a Memphis team that is not going to have Ja Morant, is not going to have Dylan Brooks. The people that are around you will get you thrown out of this league. And, you know, the big question is if that reality is going to kick in here.
That was a week ago Saturday when the news came down about Ja Morant brandishing the weapon, what appeared to be a weapon at a nightclub. Ja Morant, he met with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver in New York City on Wednesday. The suspension has been up to 8 games. His 6th game was tonight. He'll have 2 more at least, but of course then he's got to get back in shape. Ja also spoke with ESPN's Jalen Rose today. The first question was asked, how you feeling?
Me personally, I feel mentally good that I haven't, been in, many years. I'm in a space where I'm, very comfortable. I was constantly, talking to therapists. I've been doing, Reiki treatment. I've been doing anxiety breathing, different stuff to, help me manage that and, release, all that stuff from my body.
Now, there's only been a 2-minute clip that has gone public so far. The full interview will air with SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt as soon as we are done. But in the 2-minute clip, it did appear Ja was very contrite and apologetic. ESPN's Michael Wilbon.
I want to see what the behavior is, man. What's the behavior going forward? I don't want to hear contrition. Everybody expresses contrition. Who doesn't express contrition? Who's going to roll up into the commissioner's office and say, I ain't into being contrite? Everybody's going to express contrition. I'm sorry, remorse. I got that. What now? What are you going to do? What about the kids who look up to you? You're like a Pied Piper. There's real intellect and charisma in Ja Morant. Do you feel that responsibility? I don't want to hear it. I got to see some action. I want to see it now. I want to believe in Ja Morant. Talk about basketball. We already believe in his basketball. What are we going to see moving forward from him now? That is on him.
That is Michael Wilbon on NBA Countdown earlier today. The full interview with Ja Morant and Jalen Rose tonight on SportsCenter following the NBA doubleheader. That's our game tonight. Warriors Clippers up next on the AutoZone Halftime Report. We get set for the second half back in Los Angeles. You're listening to the NBA on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
You can't miss Canty and Carlin, pound for pound, the biggest show on ESPN Radio.
What's going on with you? I feel like I'm having a little bit of trouble with my franchise player. So this is an issue that is a month in the making with my wife. My wife is doing dishes after we had dinner. She prepared a lovely meal. She takes off her engagement ring and her wedding band. She wears them on her left ring finger, obviously. She didn't want to lose it down the drain. And so she takes them off, and then after she's done with the dishes, she puts her wedding band and her engagement ring back on her hand. Problem is she puts it on the wrong finger. finger. It's an issue because she can't get it off of her middle finger. At what point do I have the right to be outraged?
You think you have a reason to be upset about that?
Now, I'm not saying I have a reason, but I feel like I have a right.
The three most important words that you need to know are pick your spots. There is no reason for you to be upset.
But if I did it, she would have a problem with it, which is why I feel like I have a right to be upset.
Yes, rookie, welcome to the NFL.
Canty and Carlin, weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
This is Buster Olney, host of the Baseball Tonight podcast, inviting you to join us. We go 3 days a week with great guests from players such as Mike Trout and Carlos Correa, managers like Dusty Baker and Dave Roberts, general managers like Brian Cashman and Alex Anthopoulos, and our regulars, Tim Kirkchin, Sarah Langs, Jeff Pass, and Carl Ravitch. Baseball is a great fishbowl of humanity, and we go big game fishing every day. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
With the first pick.
The First Draft Podcast.
70% of my time is figuring out who the person is. Because the two reasons that you have a bust in the league, if you really look at it, one, character, two, durability. And you can't usually predict durability, but character, I think teams are getting smarter and smarter about.
The First Draft Podcast with Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, and Field Yates. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcast. Mike Greenberg is Greeny.
My parents had very few rules. We weren't a very rulesy kind of household, but for some reason, we were not allowed to have sugary cereals in my house as a kid. Corn Flakes was a treat, and I went and slept over at a kid's house, and that kid's parents poured me a bowl of something called Apple Jacks, which I'd never even heard of, and I fell in love. It was the most delicious thing I'd ever eaten in my entire life.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg, weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Plus, you can watch and listen on the ESPN app. Fitz and Harry, bringing friends together.
We have with us now Bob Stoops, the head coach of the Arlington Renegades.
Coach, your co-defensive coordinator, Tim Lewis, I spent some time with him in Atlanta. I need you to send a little message for me.
Hey, Harry, I got it better for you. You're on live radio, Tim, and Harry Douglas wants to get you. So there you go. Real quick.
Coach, how you doing, man?
Everything is going great. I see you on TV. You look great.
Fitz and Harry, weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. You're listening to the NBA on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
DiVincenzo with the board. Gets it to Curry, left wing three on the way. Nails it! Steph Curry gets the Warriors within two. He's got 20. Throws one in and gets intercepted by Zubats. Down to Paul George on the run the other way. Up top for Kawhi Leonard. An alley-oop from George to Leonard. And a timeout for Steve Kerr as the Clippers are starting to pull away here in the second quarter. He's got 17. Clippers by 3. Second half next. It's the NBA on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Thursday on Canty and Carlin, still big names available in NFL free agency. How much can the Packers get for Rodgers now? And are your brackets already in flames? It's Thursday, Canty and Carlin, 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
I didn't get a haircut this weekend because I was gone. I was supposed to, so I decided not to. I said I'm gonna wear a hat until I get my grays dyed. I don't understand any thing about gray hair. Like gray hair looks good.
No, it looks fine for you.
I haven't put in any. I never
That's
dyed
okay,
anything.
but I'm me, and I'm gonna dye my damn hair, and it ain't gonna look like shoe polish. I ain't gonna sit around and be lying, talking about no. I got grays and I want them out.
GJ and Max, mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. The biggest names in sports are on ESPN Radio.
It's your 5-time NBA champion.
I think LeBron is every day working his way up the list of Laker greats.
Dwight Powell, who plays for the Dallas Mavericks, joining us.
We have a job to do, every single one of us, so we all have to mesh together. So we have to find a way to be successful regardless, and that's our only job.
Jared Goff, Lions quarterback, joining us.
It was equally as good of a feeling as us, finishing our season with a win as it was keeping them out. But if we're not going to be able to make the playoffs, it's the next best thing.
5-time national champion, Coach K.
It's ironic that
LeBron has broken this record when most of his career you never thought of him as a scorer, you thought of him as the facilitator.
Brandon Graham of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Now, you just finished your 13th regular season. 10 more to go to catch Tom Brady. You plan on sticking around that long?
Nah, it ain't going to be that long.
The biggest names in sports come here. And it all starts weekday mornings with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. And continues all day. This is ESPN Radio.
Celebrating Women's History Month on ESPN Radio.
Have you ever seen anyone more complete than Taurasi? One of the all-time greats in this league.
Diana Taurasi's name is synonymous with basketball greatness at all levels. She began with 3 NCAA titles at UConn and turned that success into 3 WNBA championships and 2 finals MVPs.
Taurasi for the record! Diana Taurasi pulling through in the clutch.
No one in WNBA history has scored more than Taurasi. On the international stage, she led Team USA to 5 Olympic gold medals. Taurasi changed the game of women's basketball and in the process inspired the next generation to follow in her footsteps.
Celebrating Women's History Month on ESPN Radio.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join.
This is the NBA on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
I'm Kevin Wentz. A reminder, as soon as we are done, both here on ESPN Radio and then on the television side, Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt will run the full interview. John Morant, Jalen Rose, Shea Reynolds will have it on Sports Center all night here on ESPN Radio. During the second half, we'll keep you updated on some of the scores. Well, pretty much everything's gone final. Let's check that. Everything has gone final, so we'll keep you updated and let you know where Memphis and Sacramento stand right now because the Kings had an impressive win in Chicago. Dallas and San Antonio just played a wild one on the road. Spots 4 through 12 entering the night separated by 4 games in the loss column. 5 through 12, 3 games, and tied for 5th are the Warriors and Clippers. Clippers by 3. Second half in Los Angeles starts now with Corey Alexander. Here's George Sedano.
Thank you, Kevin. And this game can be narrowed down to a few things. The Warriors shooting the ball really well, nearly 50, 40, 90, but 12 turnovers for the Warriors for 15 points. The Clippers only 5 turnovers. That has to be a huge portion as to why the Clippers have a lead here at half, Corey.
It absolutely does. And you add in the 5 offensive rebounds to only 1 for Golden State. And the fact that the Clippers have 10 more field goal attempts in this game. So Golden State shooting 51.2% from the field. The Clippers only 47-1, but with 10 more field goal attempts, that's the way they've been able to build this short 3-point lead.
For the Clippers, Marcus Morris Sr. was ejected in this game. A flagrant 2 on Draymond Green, thrown him to the ground, had face contact there. Draymond, though, before that, picked up his 16th technical, which, unless the league rescinds it, he will miss their next game, the Warriors' next game in Atlanta.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's going to miss the Warriors' next game in Atlanta. I don't think that one is going to be rescinded. Draymond knew what he was doing on that one.
Well, especially after the fact when he went at Karl Lane to discuss it further, let's say.
Well, again, if you're going to get the tech, you might as well get your money's worth.
Okay.
But he showed enough restraint to make sure he didn't get a second and get ejected. So let's give Draymond some credit for showing restraint on that one.
You, by the way, I feel like, I don't know the numbers, but I would imagine you didn't get teed up all that much. You feel like a mild-mannered guy, too.
5 technical fouls my entire NBA career, and the fact is 4 of them were with Gary Payton. And he would laugh afterwards and say, I just cost you $500. It was only $500 back then. I believe checks have gone up to $1,000 now.
61-58 as we begin the third quarter. Eric Gordon, Russell Westbrook, Ivica Zubac, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard starting for the Clippers. Russell Westbrook gets it on the left wing. Dribbles to the free throw line now. Pushes Draymond Green with a shoulder into the paint. Can't get it to fall, though. Looney with the board. And a foul on the floor. And Russ might have gotten away with one there, putting the shoulder down, and Draymond having that discussion with the officials at the moment.
Well, that's the thing. But Russ did lower the shoulder, but was Draymond in a square legal guarding position? Because if he's not, then that could be a block. So a lot of contact there for no call regardless.
The board and a foul on the floor. And Russ might have gotten away with one there, putting the shoulder down, and Draymond having that discussion with the officials at the moment.
Well, that's the thing, but Russ did lower the shoulder, but was Draymond in a square legal guarding position? Because if he's not, then that could be a block. So a lot of contact there for no call regardless.
And again, Eric Gordon in the starting lineup now that Marcus Morris Sr. is out. The Clippers have decided to go smaller with more shooting. And another foul on the floor. This one is on Kawhi Leonard. Leonard picks up his first personal.
You see how dangerous the Warriors are when they throw the basketball inside the Draymond Green of the post. It's not even though anyone is concerned about Draymond shooting the basketball. It's all the cutting and movement from Steph and Clay.
Steph shoots it from the right wing. Is good. Steph Curry with a three-pointer there. Ties the ball game at 61. Russell Westbrook up top. Nobody guarding him. Finds Kawhi on the curl at the free throw line. Kawhi in the mid-range jumper. The step back is good. He gets the hoop and the horn. Kawhi Leonard going for 3 points the old-fashioned way.
It's amazing that Kawhi Leonard throughout his entire career has been known as a guy that shoots a line drive jump shot. Not a lot of arc on his shot. But yet he is so dangerous, not only from the mid-range, but also can stretch it out beyond the three-point line, but gets great lift to be able to shoot over defenders when he gets into that painted area.
Clippers up 63-61. Now make it 64-61. Leonard with 20 points. Curry gets the ball on the far sideline. Across the timeline now. Gets a screen from Looney up top. Full steam ahead, going to the paint. Kicks it back out to Green, out to DiVincenzo in the corner. Guarded tightly by Westbrook. DiVincenzo drives to the paint, kicks it to Curry in the corner. Driving baseline, finds Looney underneath. Good defense by Ivica Zubac. Looney gets his own rebound and puts it back in. And the Warriors, 64-63 is the score. They're within one. Eric Gordon now guarded by Curry on the left wing. Gordon pulls up. Why not? Misses. Rebound. Leonard goes back up. Nope. He will kick it out and get stolen by Curry. Zubac with the defense there on Curry at midcourt. Curry now on the right wing. Gets by Zubac on the crossover and gets the easy layup and in. Made it look too easy there. Steph Curry with another basket.
But such an intelligent basketball player, he recognizes that the shot blocker's guarding him on the perimeter.
65-64 Warriors. Kawhi misses there. Zubac misses the putback. Rebound Thompson.
Zubac missed that pushback because he had a hand in his back on that possession. Looney got away with one.
Thompson kicks it to the corner to DiVincenzo, who rattles it home. A three-pointer for DiVincenzo. And Ty Lue calls a quick timeout as the Warriors have jumped out to a 68-64 lead with 9:58 to go here in the third quarter. You're listening to the NBA on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
ESPN's College Game Day, the podcast.
Oh, and you remind yourself, nobody cares what you did in your bracket. Nobody cares. And yet, there's that little voice in your brain saying, stop talking. This person doesn't care about this. And yet you can't stop yourself. And that's part of the beauty of it.
Listen to the College Game Day podcast with Reese Davis and Pete Thamel, wherever you listen to podcasts. Canty and Carlin.
It's been admirable what Dame has done. Is he going to continue to ride this out in Portland? He's been steadfast in this, but I don't know how you can look at this. And frankly, I don't know how anybody in Portland would truly blame him at this point if this team's not even going to make the play-in this year with where he is in his career to ask for an opportunity to go somewhere else.
No, but I don't think he's going to do that.
I don't think he is either. But
I don't think he's going to do it.
Do you think this is about, listen, I get it. He's loyal, and I give him credit for that. But, I mean, listen, maybe winning it somewhere else doesn't have the same appeal to him as it would to other people to just get one. That's what it kind of feels like.
Here's the thing. The only way to not salvage Dame's career because he's a Hall of Famer, but they're going to have to add something to Dave and Anthony Simon in order for them to get to where he belongs, which is going on a deep playoff run.
Canty and Carlin, weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and on SiriusXM Channel 80. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Everybody is not a number one wide receiver, but I think DJ Moore is a very good wide receiver that certainly is going to help Justin Fields develop in a fast, hurry-up way. He's one of those guys that, if you got, DeAndre Hopkins opposite of him, you don't have to worry about whether or not he's going to be able to get open. I don't know that he's a guy that if DeAndre Hopkins wasn't in the game, I'm just using DeAndre Hopkins as an example, or Michael Thomas, that DJ Moore would be able to do the same things that he's capable of doing. Or one is, Chase. Or one is T. Higgins. And there's no disrespect to DJ Moore. I think he's a phenomenal player, as I said before. I think he'll have an opportunity to showcase his skills with a dynamic quarterback. But they need another wide receiving playmaking ability that'll help this quarterback continue to develop.
GJ and Max, followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
With you in our studio. Memphis loses, Sacramento wins.
Fox advances the dribble across the logo. 5 seconds to go. It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple. 7/10 of a second remaining. The three-point shot will be reviewed. It's not over yet, but fourth quarter Fox has come through one more time.
Oh, it's over on KTHK. Sacramento beats Chicago 117-114. George Sedano, Corey Alexander, the Grizzlies and the Kings are now tied for the second spot in the West. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Kevin. That second spot will be interesting to see who ends up in that 7th spot to go up against those teams. I think there are some teams at the bottom feeling confident about those teams at the top if they see them. But let's get back into this here. A quick timeout by the Clippers there as the Warriors continue to jump out early in quarters here, Corey.
Yeah, for the third consecutive quarter, Ty Lue had to call a timeout simply because the Warriors have gotten off to great starts in each of these first 3 quarters, but the Clippers have been able to stem the tide and get right back into it after those timeouts.
Warriors started 6-0 in the first, 13-4 in the second, and 10-3 here in the third. Paul George on the right wing, guarded by DiVincenzo, pulls up in the mid-range, can't get it to fall. Rebound, Zubac puts it back up and in. Ivica Zubac makes it 68-66 Warriors, Clippers within 2. Draymond Green gets it to Kevon Looney on the right wing, back to Draymond Green in the mid-post, guarded by Eric Gordon. Bounce pass to Curry at the free throw line, finds Klay Thompson for the two-pointer on the baseline. It's good. Klay Thompson gives the Warriors a 70-66 lead.
But George, all the action happens once Draymond catches on the block. He's not even looking to try to score the basketball. He's simply trying to facilitate off of movement by Klay instead.
We have a 3-second violation here on the Warriors. Thompson with 13 points on 5 of 8 shooting at the moment. Paul George will shoot the free throw on the technical foul for the Clippers as they trail by 4, 9:06 to go here in the third. PG gets that one to fall. George now with 15 points. Gordon will inbound across from the Clipper bench, gets it into Paul George on the left wing. Back to Eric Gordon, guarded by Curry. And a whistle. It'll be on Dante DiVincenzo.
I'm glad our partner, JJ Redick, who's down doing TV, has the opportunity to see that, because he's had a lot of conversation regarding the physical nature of today's game in comparison to the 90s. That was not even acknowledged in the 90s, bumping someone on the cut.
Yeah, there you go. They get it into Kawhi deep in the mid-post, guarded by Looney. Kawhi dribbling between his legs, bringing it back out a little bit. Long 2 for Kawhi. He's good. Kawhi Leonard buries another one. 1-point game. Warriors up 1 here early in the third. Curry up top. Rejects the screen by Looney. Gets in the paint. Scoop shot. Rolls off. Looney can't get the tip. Loses it. Kawhi Leonard comes up with it. And he'll slowly bring it back up. Now he speeds back up to the right wing as he sees Thompson on him. He's at the elbow. Left-hand dribble. Kicks it to the corner. Russell Westbrook, left corner. 3 is good. Russell Westbrook gives the Clippers the lead. It's 72-70. Westbrook with 11.
And not just a great find from Kawhi, but great job trusting his teammate after Russell Westbrook
Swishes for dishes. 3 point the Warriors score this season. 100 meals will be donated to Bay Area families in need. Go to Warriors.com/swish to learn more. Tim Roy, Jim Barnett here in Los Angeles at Crypto.com Arena, downtown LA. 11-0 one for the Clippers. 77-70 the lead. Clippers have led by as many as 8. Warriors have led by 7, though that was early on. The first couple minutes of the game. Golden State out of the timeout brings Jordan Poole into the game. Dante DiVincenzo to sit down.
Kind of frustrating to be down by 7 when you're shooting 52%. You made 11 threes out of 22.
14 turnovers to do that to you. Looney with the ball, gets it to Poole. Poole back to Looney. Nice pass. Rejected by Zubac as he glided into the goal. Westbrook penetration out to Gordon. Wide open three from the same spot. And the first double-digit lead of the night goes to the Clippers. It's 80-70.
8 straight points by Gordon.
Well, the Warriors' road losing streak could continue tonight, but Thompson with a catch and shoot three in the corner. No good rebound. Draymond out to Poole. Run off the line by Westbrook. Feeds Looney. Looney dribbles over to Poole. Spacing horrible. Poole takes a baseline jumper and hits it.
Yeah, there was no one on the right side. They had 5 players on the left side of the court.
You notice the Clippers are forcing the Warriors to pass the ball to their non-shooters and making them make plays. Gordon gets it up top. That's a problem for Golden State. They may have to stagger Looney and Draymond in the fourth. Ball to Zubac right down the lane. Everybody backed away in the zone defense. And dunk for Zubac. Easy bucket. It's 82-72.
DiVincenzo bringing it up the far sideline to Looney up top. Fakes the handoff to Curry. Looney guarded by Zubac. Bounce pass to DiVincenzo. Finds Thompson on the curl. Misses the three-pointer there. Rebound Zubac. Gets it to Westbrook. Hands it off to him. Westbrook scoots up to the free throw line. Now hands it off to Paul George on the right wing. Paul George left-hand dribble into the paint. Sees the double. Brings it back out. Kicks it to Eric Gordon on the left side. Gordon spins towards the free throw line. Gets the pump. Can't get the shot to fall. But will go to the charity stripe as the Clippers lead 72-70 with 7:09 to go in the third. Foul on Klay Thompson. That's 14th foul for the Warriors. Second personal on Klay.
And a great welcome back.
We're not permitted to stream play-by-play of this broadcast in the team's local. Due to restrictions, we're not permitted to stream play-by-play of this broadcast in the team's local markets. Due to restrictions, we're not permitted to stream play-by-play of this broadcast in the team's Due to restrictions, we're not permitted to stream play-by-play of this broadcast in the team's local markets.
Fifth birthday, which was yesterday. Zubats misses the first. Talked about how him and Tom Brady have been chatting a lot lately about playing as an older player and got at the rim, you name it, he's got it. He's got 29 points and narrows the lead to 6. 82-76 Clippers with 4:28 to go in the third.
And Steph Curry, 1 point away from tying LeBron James and Kobe Bryant for the most points scored, most 30-point games by a person after their 30th birthday. And he just turned 35 years old, so continues to be spectacular.
And, of course, Steph Curry, if he gets to 35 or more, he's done that 64 times after turning 30. The fifth most in NBA history. You want to guess the guys that the other four?
You want me to guess? Because I know the other four. So, okay, let's start it off with the GOAT. That will be one, Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
No doubt, 93 times.
All right, so then we go, of course, to Kobe Bryant.
Yes, he's done it 65 times.
LeBron James.
Also 65 times.
And so, wait a minute. I'm missing one, though. I am missing one.
Okay, I'm going to give it to you. I'll give you a hint. Old school Western Conference.
Old school Western Conference.
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, when we're talking old school?
I mean, old school, like 80s.
Old school 80s Western Conference. I'm stuck. I thought I knew him, but it's not Ice, is it? George Gervin?
Alex English.
How did I miss that? Alex English used to be my color analyst when I was playing with the Denver Nuggets. How did I miss that one?
Somewhere he's listening, shaking his head.
My apologies, Alex English, who was a flat-out bucket getter.
No doubt. 82-76, 4:20 to go here in the third quarter. Russell Westbrook brings it up. He's up top, gets it to Paul George in the right elbow, guarded by Curry, and a foul on Curry. Not thrilled with the call. And that's the first personal on Curry, 15 fouls, so the Clippers are in the bonus. Paul George will get to the free throw line for 2 shots.
George, you know what's so amazing about that stat, though, when you start talking about Steph Curry and his scoring after turning 30 years old? He's missed a lot of games.
Yeah.
You think about he only played 5 games the 1920 season.
Yep.
And so then, of course, he's had a number of injuries. He missed the bulk of the end of the regular season a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's just coming back from injury. He's missed a lot of games, but still, it shows the consistency of when he's on the court.
Changed the game for sure. George splits the pair there. 83-76. Clippers leading here in the third. 4:10 to go in the third. Paul George with 16. Curry on the other side. Up top, guarded by Gordon. Gets the screen from Draymond. Curry pulls from downtown. Gets it to fall. A three-pointer for Curry. He's got 32. 83-79 Clippers.
And if you're going to switch anything regarding Steph Curry, you have to be up as soon as he comes off the pick.
Paul George drives. Tough drive there. Gets the layup. 85-79 Clippers. Paul George with 18. Curry coming the other way. Gets a screen by JaMychal Green. Another screen by Draymond. Now on Zubac. Pulls from way downtown. Nothing but net for Curry. 85-82. Warriors down 3. Curry with 35. Hits that threshold we were just talking about. Curry has the last 10 for the Warriors. They feed it down low at the other end. The Clippers do to Zubac. And there's going to be a whistle. Foul on Draymond Green. Zubac will go to the free throw line.
And the quarter of the fans here who have on the Steph Curry jerseys have been treated to a spectacular performance once again by the greatest shooter to ever play the game, Wardell Stephen Curry.
Steph, I saw an interview he did with Mark Spears on Anscape.com talking about his 35th birthday, which was yesterday. Zubac misses the first. Talked about how him and Tom Brady have been chatting a lot lately about playing as an older player and got a lot of advice from Tom Brady.
Got a chance to talk to him a little bit pre-game and I met Steph when he was, I want to say 3 years old, maybe 4, back in 1992. And to be able to know him from that age and moving forward to when he decided he was going to Davidson and to see him now, but the most impressive part is he's the same young man that he's always been.
And he drives into the paint, gets the scoop shot to go. Curry with 37. It's 86-84 Clippers. Zubac split the pair earlier on. Clippers get it to Kawhi on the right wing, guarded by Draymond. Left-hand dribble into the paint, kicks it out to Terrence Mann, guarded by DiVincenzo. Right-hand dribble to the mid-post, finds Kawhi to the corner to Batum. He lets Draymond fly by, dumps it into Zubac. Hook shot in the paint is no good, but he gets fouled by Jermichael Green, and Zubac will go back to the free throw line.
If you didn't have a scoreboard to look at in this arena, you would think that the Clippers have to be down, because it seems as though Steph Curry has scored every point that has happened over the last 5 minutes or so of this game. But give the Clippers credit for stemming the tide. Even though Steph has been able to get hot, they've still been efficient on the offensive end of the floor.
Zubac gets the first, extends the Clipper lead to 3 with 2:44 to go in the third. Curry has scored the last 12 for the Warriors. Zubac again. Gets them both this time. 88-84. Zubac with 11. Curry bringing it up the near sideline, guarded by Terrence Mann on the right wing. Dribbles left-hand into the paint. Step back, straight on three. Misses that one. The crowd was getting up off their feet if he would have hit that one. Zubac with the board, gets it to Gordon on the right wing, to Kawhi on the left wing. Kawhi dribbles into the paint, kicks it out to Gordon. Right wing three on the way. Eric Gordon misses. Rebound Curry. Quick outlet to Poole. Finds Draymond leaking out for the two-hand jam. Warriors within 2, 88-86, 2:15 to go in the third.
No defensive balance for the Clippers on that possession, allowing Draymond to contest the shot and get the easy one on the other end.
Terrence Mann on the right wing, guarded by Poole, giving him room. To Zubac at the free throw line, back to Kawhi, right wing three on the way. Kawhi drains the three-pointer. It's 91-86. Clippers leading, Kawhi with 25.
And especially without Paul George on the floor, Kawhi Leonard's going to have to be the guy that's the answer to this Steph Curry run.
Jermichael Green gets it to Curry. Curry dribbles into the paint at the free throw line, now at the dotted line, throws up a wild shot, and it goes in off the glass. Gave it a little English on the reverse there. Curry with 39, three-point ball game. Warriors down 3. They get it to Eric Gordon, right wing three on the way. Gordon gets nothing but net there, and the Clippers are back up 6 with 1:20 to go in the third.
Kawhi Leonard, the answer, making the play for Gordon.
A foul on the floor. Zubac on Curry. His first personal. And a wild one here, back and forth between the Clippers and Warriors at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. George Sedano, Corey Alexander with you here. On the floor for the Clippers, Leonard, Gordon, Plumlee, Mann, and Batum. For the Warriors, DiVincenzo, Curry, Poole, Green, and Kuminga. Jermichael Green, that is. Curry, the ball on the right wing, guarded by Kawhi. Finds Jermichael Green on the right wing now. To Poole, driving into the middle of the paint, gets to the free throw line, gets stopped by Mann, kicks it to the corner to Kuminga, who drives into the paint, back to the corner to Poole for the three ball. Splash! A Poole party! 94-91, Jordan Poole with 16. Clippers up 3, under a minute to go in the third.
And now it's contagious. Steph Curry's shooting has gotten contagious with the remainder of his team. They've got a lot of energy here on the road.
Terrence Mann drives left hand, kicks it back out to Kawhi on the right wing. Guarded by Kuminga tightly, double team comes. Curry picks up the foul there. Curry not happy with the call, but he did bump Kawhi there. 43.3 seconds to go. 94-91 Clippers. Kawhi will go to the free throw line here. Gets the first. Let's pause 10. We now pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the NBA on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed. Welcome back here to Crypto.com Arena. Kawhi Leonard gets both free throws, extends the lead to 96-91 for the Clippers. 40 seconds to go here. Jordan Poole pushing hard here to the left wing. Finds an open spot for the three. Misses. Rebound. Who is it off of? The referee's converging. It'll be Clipper ball off of the Warriors.
A great 2-for-1 look, though. Jordan Poole actually got loose. Unable to knock it down, but you'll like that shot if you're Steve Kerr and the Warriors.
Kawhi Leonard pulls from way downtown as he let the ball roll. Offensive glass there and rebound for Terrence Mann. They get it to Gordon, bounce passing to Plumlee to the corner to Mann. They swing it one more time to Kawhi, who pulls up from the free throw line, swings it to Gordon. Left wing three is good. Buries it. Eric Gordon, another three ball. Clippers up 8, 15 seconds to go in the quarter here in the third. Curry crosses the timeline, sees the double, left-hand dribble to the free throw line, loses it for a second at the elbow. Curry flips it up and gets it to fall while he hits the deck. The Clippers fling it out to Terrence Mann for a long shot at the buzzer, no good. Curry with 41 cuts the Clipper lead to 6. Wow, what an ending here, and what a game for Steph Curry. 17 of 23 from the field. He is doing it from everywhere. At the end of the third, it's the Clippers 99, the Warriors 93. This is the NBA on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Remember college? Early morning classes, all-night study sessions, and somewhere in there, maybe even a social life. 5-Hour Energy got you through. Now, you've got responsibilities, work, bills, a family. 5-Hour Energy is still here with the same alert, energized feeling you relied on back then. Every day, 5-Hour Energy helps millions just like you be at their best when it really matters. Rediscover 5-Hour Energy. We'll get you through again. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? You could start.
It's not for hundreds around the corner. Vivid Seats.
Kevin went to our studio. I, for one, did not have. Kevin went to our studio. I, for one, did not have the Eric Gordon versus Steph.
You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the
up his second foul.
Paul George has had a lot of comments recently about how difficult it is to be a defender in the NBA now, simply because
Jobs/sports. That's up.jobs/sports. The basketball and hockey seasons are heating up. Baseball is just around the corner, and nothing beats seeing your favorite team live. Not only does Vivid Seats have great ticket prices, they're also the official ticketing partner of ESPN. And with Vivid Seats rewards, when you buy 10 tickets, you get the 11th free. Download the app or visit vividseats.com today. Vivid Seats. Life happens live. Receive a reward credit equal to the average price of the 10 tickets purchased, excluding taxes, fees, and processing costs. See vividseats.com/rewards for terms and conditions.
Kevin went to our studio. I, for one, did not have the Eric Gordon versus Steph Curry shootout in the third quarter on my bingo card tonight.
Curry driving baseline on Kawhi, gets the basket, and a timeout, Ty Lue. Steph Curry doing everything out there. From distance, at the rim, you name it, he's got it. He's got 29 points.
Steph Curry would finish 41 as we make the turn for the fourth. George said it, he's doing everything. Let's add the caveat. Offensively, because Golden State doesn't play defense on the road. And here we go again, why they're in trouble on the road this year. They've allowed 99 points as we start the fourth. Curry's got 41 and they're down 6. George, Corey, back to you guys in L.A.
And 21 in the third there, KW, but they have started quarters fast here.
They absolutely got off to great starts in the quarters, and especially the second quarter when Steph Curry was not on the floor. They went 5 for 5 to start the second. We'll see if the Warriors can replicate that here to start this fourth quarter, but I'm sure it's something Ty Lue's talked to his team about.
For the Warriors on the floor, Thompson, JaMychal Green, Moses Moody, Jordan Poole, and Kevon Looney. For the Clippers here to start the fourth, Terrence Mann, Mason Plumlee, Paul George, Nick Batum, and Russell Westbrook. Poole bringing it up top, guarded by Paul George. Finds Clay on the curl. Clay from the dotted line is no good. They're fighting for the board. Looney gets it on the floor, finds Moses Moody, who pitches it to JaMychal Green for the stuff. He gets the hoop and the harm, and it's a 4-point game now. The Warriors start quickly here in the fourth.
And they do it with energy and effort, diving on the floor after the loose ball, but just showing how important this game is, not only to the Warriors, but to the Clippers as well. We've seen a tremendous amount of effort, not the effort that you normally see in just a regular season NBA game.
JaMychal Green for 3 points the hard way, and he gets it. 99-96, Clippers leading early here in the fourth. Russell Westbrook coming the other way, and they are giving him all sorts of room up top. No one's even guarding it.
But see, this is the point to where Russell Westbrook has to attack Kevon Looney.
He finds Paul George at the elbow, no good. Tip out to Russell Westbrook. Gets it back. Mid-range jumper for Westbrook, no good. Rebound Terrence Mann on the offensive glass. Mann goes up, gets the basket and the foul.
Russell Westbrook, when you consider that Kevon Looney is at the free throw line waiting for him, and Kevon Looney's not Draymond Green. He doesn't have the defensive ability to slide his feet the same way that Draymond Green does. That's a scenario where Russell Westbrook can't just stand at the top of the key and try to survey the floor. He's going to have to attack and be aggressive getting into the paint.
Terrence Mann gets the free throw. He has 12 points. It's 102-96, 11-10 to go in the game. Clippers leading by 6 here in the fourth. Jordan Poole on the left wing, almost loses his dribble. Terrence Mann pokes it away. Poole gets it back. And a foul. That one looks like it could be on Nick Batum. It is. It's a loose ball foul. He fouled JaMychal Green away from the play. Poole will inbound by the Warriors bench. Gets it to Thompson, handoff to Poole. Paul George pokes it away, but they'll call a foul on PG. Paul George will pick up his second foul.
Paul George has had a lot of comments recently about how difficult it is to be a defender in the NBA now, simply because the officiating does not allow for you to be physical. The physical play is gone, especially on the perimeter.
13 foul on the Clippers. Thompson to inbound near midcourt. Gets it to Poole up top, guarded by Mann. Moody with the screen. Crosses up Westbrook. Throws it up in the lane. No good. Rebound Plumlee. Paul George bringing it up the far sideline. George on the right wing. Dribbling between his legs. Gets to the elbow on Klay Thompson. Turn around. Pitches it to Terrence Mann, who goes up. Gets the layup and in. Terrence Mann has 14 points now.
Great cut by Terrence Mann, recognizing.
An offensive foul on Jordan Poole as Terrence Mann picks up a smart foul there. Took advantage of Poole and his overexuberance.
And George, I was up in the air regarding who had the most fans in the building, but we
threw it away. George gets it back up top to Batum at the free throw line. He shoots from the elbow, no good. Rebound Westbrook, another offensive board for Westbrook. Russ brings it out. Pulls up from the mid-range, off the glass. A patented shot for Russell Westbrook is good. He's got 13.
And again, Russell Westbrook throughout his career has always been a above-average mid-range shooter. When people back off of him, he's going to have to use that more as a weapon.
106-96, Clippers up 10 in the fourth. And a foul. Another one on Nick Batum on the screen.
Going to have to use that more as a weapon.
106-96, Clippers up 10 in the fourth. And a foul. Another one on Nick Batum on the screen there, moving screen on Batum. Clippers with a 10-point lead. 10 minutes.
What they've got
to bring it out, guarded by the
basketball in and get a good look with 2 seconds.
Green to inbound, finds Klay Thompson on the curl. Thompson for three. This is back iron. Rebound Westbrook again. Westbrook pushing the pace. Decides to pull back out to the right wing. Directing traffic. Gets tight. 9:23 to go in the game. And Moody rattles the first home. When Paul George has... They get it out to Mann now. Mann up the far sideline on the right wing, guarded by Moody. Drives baseline and gets fouled by Moody on the floor. And that will be the third foul, I believe, on the Warriors as a team.
Hey, George, you mentioned the efficiency numbers on Paul George. Paul George also plays multiple roles with this team. Sometimes he's the guy. Sometimes he's the guy beside the guy.
Batum from the corner, a three-pointer is good. Clippers up to 12, and Steve Kerr wants to talk it over. Their lead is 109-97 with 9:07 to go in this one. You're listening to the NBA on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Biggest change. I'm Pablo. Bill Barnwell.
Remove counts.
That's our move.
Conference, remember, starting tonight. Defense on the road is
time. MJ #1. Now, the Clippers have flipped the script here as they have jumped out to an early lead here in the fourth. A 10-4 run to start the fourth quarter.
And the Steph Curry break is much shorter. And, George, you also have to mention this is his first 40-point game after turning 35.
That is fair. And he finds Dante DiVincenzo cutting to the basket as Curry gets the assist there, his third of the game. Now the game is 109-99. Clippers up 10. Under 9 to go.
But you see Steve Kerr getting Steph Curry back into this game. A winnable game and an important game. They're not going to leave him on the bench for 6 minutes here to start this fourth quarter.
Trey Mann goes up, gets fouled there by Draymond. That's his fourth personal. And it's the third team foul, but a shooting foul. So Mann will go to the free throw line. Mann gets the first.
Terrence Mann out of Florida State, played 1 through 4 at Florida State and has really grown in the point guard position here with the Clippers. Actually started at the point after the trades before Russell Westbrook actually came in on the buyout market.
He gets both.
Know you have an infestation? Termite swarming season is here. The impact that those little devils have could seriously damage your home. This is Joe Starkey. Pacific Coast Termite has already been to my home, and I'm telling you, we needed it. And not only did we need it, we found out places we needed it we didn't even think we needed it. It was an amazing experience, and I can't tell you how valuable it has been to my family and our house. Pacific Coast Termite uses orange oil, no fumigation to force you to bag your food, protect your pets, or move out of your home for a few days. Pacific Coast Termite is a trusted company, and they've been with KCBS for many years and are A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. If you call now, you get 10% off termite treatments. They also do apartment buildings, businesses, and restaurants. Have you noticed rodents? Yikes. Pacific Coast Termite takes care of that problem, too. Call 800-PACIFIC, 800-PACIFIC. That's 800-722-4342 or PacificCoastTermite.com.
Range. Mann and Gordon have 29 points combined off the bench. Poole with 16, and JaMychal Green 7 for the Warriors. Free throw is good, so 16 now for Mann, and the lead back to 12. 111-99, 8:30 to go in the game. Curry with a ridiculously deep three, no good. Kuminga tipped the rebound to DiVincenzo, he laid it in. Kuminga wanted to dunk it, but it went off his hand, and Dante cashed in.
You need some stops. You got 8 minutes to go, or a little over.
Paul George on the right side gets Curry. Drives on him into a double team. They're aggressive double team. Pass over to Mann. Mann dribble drive to the cup. Throws up a spinner. No good. Rebound deflected by Plumlee. Grabbed by Thompson. Here comes Dante DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo accelerates. Pass outside to the trailer. It's Kuminga. He goes up and laid it in. He wanted to dunk it, but changed his mind halfway through in the air, which is a remarkable thing to do, and he laid it in.
He was still so high they could just simply put it over the front of the rim.
Paul George, hesitation move over to Westbrook. Elbow jumper, Westbrook up, no good. Rebound, Plumlee. Throws it outside, Batum to George. Open three. Missed it, rebound. Westbrook put back, good. Nobody put a body on him again. 113-103. Warriors down 10. Curry splits traffic over Paul George. Foul. It's a blocking foul on George. Curry will shoot 2. He was moving. There's no doubt about that one. Paul George picks up his 4th foul. Curry at the stripe. 7:22 to go. Jim, they're down 10.
Yeah.
7:22 to go. What, in your mind, what has to happen for the Warriors to come back and win this game and end an 8-game road losing streak?
Well, they've got to get 2 or 3 stops in a row, first of all. I mean, not just one.
It's one. Right.
2 or 3 in a row and score at the other end, the majority of those, and get this back to a 5-point game, a 4-point game. And the one way to do that, they've got to focus on Russell Westbrook because He is extremely athletic. And by the way, I think he just came out of the game.
He came out of the game. Batum, Leonard, Zubac, George, and Mann. Curry hits the second free throw, missed the first.
Limit them to one shot and get the rebound. You got to block out.
Curry was surprised to get to the free throw line. I think that's why he missed the first one. That's his first 2 free throws of the night. Leonard on the far side. Leonard drives in, bounce pass to Zubac. He's not going to miss that. Low right, it's up and good. 115-104. Long pass to Thompson. Catches, lays it in one motion.
A little risky, but it worked out.
Clay Thompson with a beautiful catch.
What about that pass from Curry?
Yes, Curry.
Takes a lot of courage to throw that one.
His 4th assist. Man with the ball. Warriors in man-to-man. Terrence Mann waiting with the dribble. Now behind the screen, Curry meets him on the other side. Man won't shoot the 3. Leonard catches. He will. Left side, good. Kaminga just got caught just a little bit. 118-106 Clippers. 30 seconds away from the halfway point of the quarter. In just a moment, as Curry hits another 3 on the far sideline, right in front of head coach Steve Kerr.
Number 8.
45 points for Curry. 118-109. Leonard dribble drive. Weaving, throwing up a tough shot, no good. Draymond with a nasty rebound. Got it to Curry in transition. High steps it, backs it up, fires away. The 2 is good over Paul George. Stephen Curry putting on a show in L.A. He's got 47. The Warriors are still alive with 6:10 to go in the game. Timeout Clippers. L.A. 118, Golden State 111. As we continue on the defending champion Golden State Warriors Radio Network presented by United Airlines.
I know a lot of you really want the State Farm personal price plan, but what's with the oversharing? Like this message Brian left me.
Hey, Jake from State Farm. I love the smell of my cat's breath. Yeah.
You don't need to get that personal. The State Farm personal price plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
There's something about that polished green stretching across the 8th hole that whispers, just tell them you're at lunch. Because it's not a hobby, it's a peace of mind. Let CertaPro painters bring the same tones and peace of mind to your home. Our experienced painters are here to make your next painting project as carefree as a day on the green. To get your painting project started, go to CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. License information available at CertaPro.com.
Hi, Sarah. I'm sorry I'm late. The traffic is crazy.
Yeah, it is. And it doesn't help that gas prices have skyrocketed. I can't believe how much it costs for gas now.
Everyone's talking about how much gas is, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app, and I get cash back for every gallon of gas I buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid real cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yeah, real cash every time I buy gas.
What? That sounds like it could really add up.
I've made around $200 already.
Wow, that's serious extra money. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code EARN40 for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back in your first fill up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code EARN40 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus in your first tank. That's code EARN40 for 25 cents per gallon cash back in your first fill up. Cashback's not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Growing up, you were always warned not to get carried away. But in the world of Corteo by Cirque du Soleil, it's all a part of the festivities. Join us in the mysterious space between heaven and earth for the world-class acrobatics, imagination, and humanity of Corteo, a joyous celebration of life. Join us at the Chase Center from August 23rd to August 27th. Corteo thanks its official partner, Air Canada. Get carried away and find your tickets now at CirqueDuSoleil.com.
Dub Nation, you're listening to the Golden State Warriors audio network presented by United Airlines.
Stephen Curry's will has been remarkable to watch the last few games. He's got a total of 47 points tonight with only 2 free throw attempts, 19 of 26 from the field, 8 of 13 from 3. And oh yeah, he turned 35 yesterday. Clippers 118, Warriors 111. We have 6:09 to go. Clippers could have put this one away, but Curry has not let them do that yet. Gordon with a dribble, guarded by DiVincenzo. He's hounding him. Gordon spins to his right, goes behind the back, between the legs, still pounding the rock. Gets it over to Leonard. Leonard fakes a handoff and gets fouled by DiVincenzo as Leonard, the old triangle play, turned into DiVincenzo.
Yeah, I don't like that. He turned into DiVincenzo.
Phil Jackson's teams made a living off that. They would turn, send the legal screen every time because the guy has the ball.
Yeah.
So it's technically not a screen.
Okay.
So,
but they sure get away with it. That was a smart play.
Pau Gasol did it many times in this building for the LA Lakers. So we got some blood on Leonard. So we got to patch that up. And taking care of Kawhi Leonard is their athletic trainer, and that is Jason Powell. And for the life of me, I apologize to Jason because they don't hand out media guides anymore. I can't remember which high school, but he did play high school ball in the Bay Area. So Leonard's got a cut on his lower leg, so they'll patch that up. Warriors and Clippers all tied at the beginning of the night. 36-33.
Well, the big story we're going to see at the end, Tim, is the way the Warriors have played, the number of lead changes in this game already. There have been 11 of them in each quarter. Turnovers, it's making the difference.
Zubats catches middle of the floor. Is Leonard now okay? Gordon threw it to Zubats. Zubats hand off to Leonard, pressured by Kuminga. Off the screen. Leonard gets some daylight, throws to Batum instead. He's not afraid to fire. That's off the front rim, and Draymond hustles back to the rebound. Gets the ball to Curry. Warriors down by 7, 5:39 to go. George muscled up on Curry, fouls him for whatever reason. Paul George picks up his fifth foul. That wasn't a very smart play from a guy that has a reputation of a very smart player.
Made a mistake.
How did he think that was not going to be called a foul? He hooked arms, reached across the body. Man. I mean, Paul George is a great player. I love watching Paul George play.
He just lost it there. They put a guy that shoots 92% from the line.
By the way, I can't confirm this, but I did see it on Twitter. Somebody tweeted out that Curry, with his percentage in the first half, raised his field goal percentage from 49 and change to 50, which means he'd be a 50-40-90 guy again. Hits one, missed the second. He's 2 of 4 from the line.
I can't believe that. I can't believe he missed it.
Well, he's not used to being there. 118, 112. Sorry. A little sarcasm there. 118, 112, 5:25 to go. Not an easy game to referee. The National Basketball Association. Batum with the ball. Waits, bounce pass to Leonard. Leonard comes left, dribbles to the corner, fires a shot with one. It's an air ball. Zubats the rebound, and he got fouled on the rebound. Oh, my goodness. And again, you get the stop, but you don't get the rebound.
Well, you know my old theory.
15 offensive rebounds now for the Clippers. 15.
Yeah. It was an air ball.
Yep.
And air balls is tough to block them out.
We're going to take a look at it. So the play is under review. So it's brought to you by Ring Central. Jason Powell, by the way, the athletic trainer for the Clippers, played at Bishop O'Dowd. And speaking of Bay Area ties, we should mention that on the bench for the Clippers is Brian Shaw, another outstanding player for the East Bay. Been in the NBA a long time. We were chatting before the game, and
After review, the foul occurs prior to the expiration of the shot clock. Zubats will shoot 2 shots.
well, Zubats will get 2, so it occurred before the expiration of the shot clock, which it looked like in real time as well.
Right.
So
I'll tell you a factor, Tim. The Clippers have not turned the ball over in the second half at all. They had 5 at halftime. They're still on 5. And they're plus 11 points off turnovers. And in a game like this, it's too close.
Zubats rattled home a free throw, and he is living well. Let me tell you, that thing was up there like a pinball. It went bang, bang, bang.
The line drive it barely got over the front of the rim, hit the back, but it hit the rim about 5 times before it went down.
4 or 5 from the line. We mentioned he's a good free throw shooter for a big guy, and very acceptable 70% for a guy of his size, 7 feet, 240 pounds, and hits the second. Sometimes I think big guys don't get a lot of credit for free throws because of the fact that for them it's like shooting a softball sometimes.
Yes.
Curry off a screen, feeds Kuminga. Back to Curry, right side. Steph, handoff to DiVincenzo. Corner three, yes! Curry created that. Warriors down by 5. They're working uphill.
Yep.
They've never come back on the road after trailing after 3 quarters in this season. Can they do it tonight? Paul George straight out for 3. That's good. 123-115 Clippers.
That's a big shot for him right there.
Big shot for George. He's got 21 points. Curry calls up Kuminga, wants the screen. Kuminga sets the screen. Back to Kuminga. Pump fake, steps around George. Left-hand layup. Nice job.
Nicely done, and Curry just directed that entire play.
But they need, as you pointed out, Jim, a series of stops. They have to start getting them now with 4:20 to go in the game. Gordon off a pick. Pump fake Kuminga. They feed Leonard. Guarded by Curry. Warriors got to help that. They double it. And Gordon left alone. Throws it over to George. He didn't take the shot. George down the lane. Shoots over Thompson. On the rim, no good. Ball deflected. It's out of bounds. It's off Draymond. Zubac thought he got fouled. And let me tell you, I think he might have a case. Shot clock at 14. But again, stop but no rebound. This is a small Golden State Warriors team.
And then you get help
across the board.
And a lot of times they're double teaming, and so you can't block somebody out, and you get burned.
Leonard trying to get the pass from Mann. Mann will find George in the right corner. Working on Kuminga with a right-hand dribble with 10 to shoot. Swings it through, brings it back up top. Skip pass over to Mann. Up top to Gordon. Run off the line by Curry. Gordon gets to the paint. One-hander on the rim. Up and good. 125-117. Eric Gordon off the bench now with 16 points. Curry off the screen, splits traffic to the paint, one-hander for 15, money. Cold hard cash, he's got a 50-point game. 125-119.
2-possession game here, down by 6.
Here comes Leonard again, left side, guarded by Curry and Kuminga. Picks up his dribble, Warriors rotate back. Gordon on DiVincenzo, bumps into him with a dribble. Could have been a foul. Down the lane, steps, lost the ball. Double dribbled, shot no good, tipped home by Zubac.
Wow. Well, Gordon got away with it there.
127-119, 3:09 to go. Trading baskets won't do it. Curry doubled, finds Draymond. Over to DiVincenzo, pump it, good closeout by Zubac. Dante misses the foul line jumper, and now you have to get a stop here.
Yep.
Down 8 with 2:50 to go in the game. Leonard with the dribble, takes it baseline, spins it back out left wing.
He's trying to use time.
Absolutely. He's a smart player. Zubac gets it low left, runs over Draymond. It's a blocking foul on Draymond. Carl Lane called that.
Where's he supposed to go?
I don't know.
What's Draymond supposed to do? Get out of the way?
And Draymond wants to look at it, and Steve Kerr's got a challenge. Why not? You have to do it here. Just good use of the challenge.
Well, let me ask you, don't you have a right to that position?
Well, especially when it's shoulder to chest.
Yeah.
And that's what it looked like to us. I thought Draymond set him up well.
Yeah. And he lost his balance and fell into Draymond.
So we'll put the headsets on and once again go back to Secaucus. They've been busy there tonight.
Sure would have been nice if that last shot had gone down, and instead of being down by 8, you're down by 6 or even 5.
Well, the Warriors are hoping they channel the Santa Cruz Warriors, who came back and won tonight against the Salt Lake City Stars, 132-129. 46 points from Lester Quinones. So on the Clipper bench, Robert Covington, who's not getting on the floor, so he's getting in the act. He's throwing T-shirts up at the crowd to the fans. So they're checking on an offensive foul possibility, or if the call stays the same, a blocking foul on Draymond Green, which will put Zubac the foul on. With 2:43 to go, the Warriors down 8. As Jim correctly pointed out, turnovers, 15 of them, have resulted in 20 points for the Clippers. Let's hear what Kevin Scott has to say.
After review, the call on the floor has been overturned to an offensive foul. Zubac goes to and through. Green obtains a legal guarding position for illegal contact. The foot-to-foot contact that occurs afterwards is not present in this play because the offensive foul occurred first.
Boy, Kevin Scott gives the best descriptions of the play. Gives you a thorough detail that there was contact by Draymond, but it was after the offensive foul.
Yeah, Draymond held his own there, And that's why I said, you're entitled to that position.
Curry will pick up the ball in the backcourt. 2:40 to go. Can the Warriors pull this off and get a miracle win in L.A.? Curry.
They're double teaming him.
Bouncing. Ball goes to DiVincenzo. Curls and fires. Missed a three. Rebound. Tipped out of bounds off Zubats. And Kuminga got away with a foul.
Well, Kuminga worked hard enough there so that Zubats couldn't get the ball cleanly, and he got the benefit of the doubt.
So 14 on the clock. Curry with that absurdly slow, energy-conserving walk of his. Throws it into Thompson. Catches and fires in the corner. No good. Draymond tipped the rebound down. Kuminga mistimed his jump. And a foul is going to be on Kuminga to get Carl Lane blowing the whistle. Kuminga called for clearing out.
Man, all of a sudden they've gone cold there on shots that would be so big if they go in.
And Draymond, when he went up for the rebound, it looked weird. I didn't see what happened, but he went up with only one arm.
Yeah. And Kuminga did foul. He fouled Zubats with his right arm.
Got him in the chest?
Got him on the neck.
Oh, well, then, yeah. He's probably lucky they're not reviewing it. So Carl Lane with the call. As Jim pointed out, a correct one. Zubats at the free throw line. Hits the first. You just don't like his release, do you?
Well, it's a line drive shot. I'm surprised it even goes in. I mean, I've never seen one more. The margin of error there is about 1%.
You know, one thing about tonight's game, Jim, is different than the other road games. The Warriors they didn't work uphill all night long.
No.
You know, down by 20 or 15 early, but they did work uphill a good chunk of the night. And they're wasting a great performance by Curry, who launches a three off the dribble. That's no good. Zubats hit 2 free throws. It's a 10-point lead for the Clippers. He rebounds. Curry's missing. I think that's going to be that. 2:10 to go. Gordon with the ball. To Paul George. George, man comes up and screens, so George gets Curry. Back over to man. Dribbles down, pass to the wing. Gordon pump fake, draws a foul on Curry. No, it's an offensive foul.
Wow.
And now the Clippers are going to challenge that. Teron Lue with a rather air of disgust will call that, and they're going to challenge that. It didn't look like an offensive foul to me, but.
Well, he didn't go straight up. He was looking to get the foul.
I did go a little bit to the side.
LA is
kicked out of the
challenging
leg
offensive
there.
foul on Gordon.
Yeah, boy, that's close. That's close. Closer than I thought in real time.
Right.
Put that way.
Well, I'll tell you what, from an official, it takes a lot of guts to make that call.
Yes, it does. But the Warriors have to play perfect basketball from here on out.
The one thing that will go against Kuminga, he did not go by the shooter. He wasn't going straight out. We're talking about angles here. He came from a bad angle.
Yeah.
And clipped him a little bit.
Calling a review sponsored by Ring Central, official enterprise cloud communications partner of the Golden State Warriors. Ring Central, message, video, phone together.
Well, it's a 50-50 shot there, Tim.
50 points for Steph Curry. 50, 5-0, 6 assists. Carl Lane takes off the headset, but Kevin Scott keeps his on. Even if the Warriors win this challenge, they would have to play a perfect, very fortunate game the rest of the way.
Yeah, and the Clips are going to use the 24-second clock each and every possession.
And they're well coached. They've got very good veteran players on this squad. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. You know, Westbrook's been around the block enough to. Here comes Kevin Scott with the explanation.
After review, the challenge is unsuccessful. The fall on the floor stands. The defender would have missed Gordon veers in a non-basketball move to his right to seek out contact. It's a non-basketball move. Challenge is unsuccessful.
Again, I think that
now.
Kevin Scott should do every replay. He should have him in Secaucus, have him explain every replay. They're so detailed. I love it.
He knows that he's not going to jump sideways to take a jump shot.
Exactly, and that's what he means by non-basketball play. So it's an offensive foul and a turnover. But the Warriors are still down by 10 here with a minute 59 to go. And like we mentioned, they have to play a perfect game the rest of the way against a veteran team that knows what they're doing. DiVincenzo dribble handoff to Draymond. He'll drive, goes to the left corner to Thompson. He'll fade and fire, bounces up, no good, and the rebound to George. He's trapped and finds Leonard. Leonard takes it across midcourt.
Tough to get it away from him.
Oh, almost impossible. Backs up. DiVincenzo trying to put some pressure on. Now Leonard gets Curry. They'll double Leonard. Gets the ball out of his hands. Mann negotiates a pass to George. 3 ball and good. There's your ball game. 132-119. Minute 28 to go.
Biggest lead of the night.
Steve Kerr calls time, and many head out into the cool Southern California evening, confident that their Clippers, or we have a lot of Warrior fans in the house disappointed that the Dubs could not get a win. There's no doubt tonight who our electrifying player of the game is going to be. Stephen Curry is that player with 50 points and 6 assists. It's brought to you by Toyota, class-leading MPG, and more. Hybrid models more than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places. Warriors down with a minute 28 to go, down by 13. And the road losing streak will continue for Golden State. Steve Kerr, head coach of the Warriors, said everybody connected on defense. That's a recipe for success.
You have to do it together. It can't be a case where guys are looking around saying, don't blame me. It's like, no, we're going to do this together. 5-man unit. We are a mistake by one player is a team mistake. You can live with mistakes as long as everybody is connected and fighting the whole way through.
Well, Steve Kerr has emptied the bench. Patrick Baldwin Jr., Moses Moody out there with Kuminga, Poole, and DiVincenzo.
Yep.
A frustrated Stephen Curry sitting on the Warrior bench, towel over his head. 9 straight losses on the road. The nightmare on the road continues, and they're looking at a double-digit road losing streak with Draymond not able to play against Atlanta because of his 16th technical. Poole left corner 3 is up and good. Poole hits that to make it 132-122.
No lead changes in this quarter. All the others, there were, but to no avail.
Clippers call time. Tyronn Lue's going to empty his bench. I'm not sure why he's stopping play. He could just have his team foul on the next possession and do it that way.
Interesting. Or why didn't he do it when the Warriors did it?
Because he didn't know. He didn't know Steve was going to empty his bench. I don't know if Tyronn Lue's all that happy with Poole getting a wide open 3 there. He's holding the ball. He hasn't given it back to the officials. I'm not saying he's mad at the officials. I don't think he liked the fact what his team did.
I agree. He's competitive.
He is competitive.
As a player, he had to be, didn't he?
One of
his size.
One of a handful of players who played in the NBA out of Nebraska. And of course, you played with one, Stu Lance. That's right. There you go, Stu Lance. Of course, the Clippers had a player out of Nebraska way back in the day, Eric Piakowski.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Kid from Nebraska playing for the Clips. Here's the other thing I was talking with Tom Tolbert about the other day. Best record since 2011-2012. Warriors are number 1. Best regular season record, correct? The Clippers are number 2. Now, before 2011, Warriors and Clippers, for the most part, they were on the bottom side of everything.
Yeah, that's. I'm amazed at that stat.
And yet they have turned out to be 2 of the better franchises in the association. The Warriors, of course, iconic now with their 4 championships during this run. In 6 finals appearances. The dominating team in the 2010s. And one of the great dynasties in NBA history. Mann will toss it in, and they're still defending champions. Gets it to Gordon. Mann had it knocked away. Plumlee has it. Gets it to Amir Coffey. Coffey was fouled with a minute to go. First down 10 with a foul game. Coffey will shoot free throws. Amir Coffey, another one of those players kind of squeezed out of the rotation as Tyronn Lue getting his team ready for the playoffs. Coffey, a 4th-year player out of Minnesota, former Golden Gopher, misses the first free throw, was undrafted in 2019. 3rd team All Big Ten, 6'7", 210 pounds. Hits the second free throw. 133-122 with 58 seconds to go. And Golden State will fall behind the Clippers by a game. Poole, handoff Kuminga, layup good. 50.4 to go. Warriors down by 9. Man to throw it in. He can run the baseline if he so desires. Holds it, waits, and heaves it into Batum. Now to a streaking Gordon. Gordon with a bounce pass to Man. Man fouled by Patrick Baldwin Jr. And the Warriors playing the foul game here. Patrick Baldwin Jr. appearing tonight, getting some run. Man misses the first free throw.
It's pretty good for a 48th pick.
Golden State will fall to 0-21 when on the road when trailing after three quarters. It's a remarkable number for a team with championship pedigree. Man hits the second free throw. 134-124. Poole takes it to the paint. Jump stop, lost the ball, turnover. And that's turnover number 16 of the night. Now, 16, not an absurd number, but most of those were early when the Warriors could have had a lead. Coffey will bring it front court. Not going to shoot it, gets it over to Gordon. They'll take the shot clock violation. Terrence Mann wants those who are left to cheer, and they will. The Clippers will be the sole owners of the number 5 spot in the West. They take the 24-second violation, and Golden State will bring it up for the final possession. Steve Kerr says, just play. Don't run the clock out. Moody, front court, dribbles, pulls up for a jumper, left side of the key, and hit it with 9.1 to go. They pressure Gordon in the back court. Gordon spins, throws it ahead to Plumlee. Plumlee will dribble to the far side and runs the clock out. Final score, 134-126. The Warriors split the season series with the Clippers. Tyronn Lue and Steve Kerr, good friends, get a hug.
That gives also the Clippers have the better division record, Tim.
Yeah, and that's why they'll move ahead and have the tiebreaker from here on out over the Warriors. So really the Warriors are now 2 games behind the Clippers.
Yes.
Because they'd have to finish a game ahead. And the Clippers have their next to 6 opponents all below 500. This is a tough loss this year with a series of tough road losses. 134-126. Clippers with the win. Warriors fall to 36-34. Clippers are 37-33. And the State Farm postgame show follows these words on the Warriors Radio Network, presented by United Airlines.
What go best with a Warriors win? Free cookies! And not just 1 cookie or 2 cookies, but 3 free cookies!
When the Golden State Warriors win, get 1 free 3-pack of cookies.
Tungus love cookies, but Tungus love free cookies even mostest. Get that W, Warriors.
AMPM, too much good stuff. Proud partner of the Golden State Warriors. Only 1,000 deals available on the AMPM map for 24 hours on a first-come, first-served basis between October 18, 2022 and April 10, 2023. Only at participating AMPM stores while supplies last.
For Kia, the driveway is where performance resides. From the fans of the game to the Kia Telluride X Pro. So here's to tip-offs and engine starts, clutch players and 8-speed automatic transmissions, to long-range shooters and even longer-range rides. Here's to the legends of the driveway, the Kia Telluride X Pro. Kia is the official automotive partner of the NBA and WNBA.
Kia, movement that inspires.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
This is Jordan Poole. The Warriors 22-23 season is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente.
You've been listening to Golden State Warriors basketball
on the Golden State Warriors audio network.
The game might be over, but it's not time for the night-night just yet. Stay tuned for the Warriors postgame show, presented by State Farm.
I'd say that was a pretty successful broadcast.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile,
staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month. With no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, with the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Offer ends 3/21/23. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Call or go online for details. After promo, regular rates apply.
Now it's time to guess who the closer of the week is. Presented by LiftMaster and RNS Doors. Turn your garage into the envy of the neighborhood. Visit rsdoors.com.
Who is the closer of the week? I'll tell you, it's a guy who had 3 dozen points, including a big late dagger of a 3 to lift his team in a primetime victory. Recently, my garage door opener was not working. I was in need of a closer. I was put in touch with RNS Doors, and they hooked me up with a brand new garage door opener from LiftMaster. With LiftMaster's MyQ connectivity, my garage door opener can be controlled right from my smartphone. You'll know when a door or gate has been left open and can close it with a tap, no matter where I am. Be one of the first 10 callers and receive 20% off a LiftMaster garage door opener.
Call 1-800-FIX-A-DOOR. That's 800-FIX-A-DOOR. Or visit rsdoors.com. R&S Doors. Look for the red truck.
This is the Warriors post-game show presented by State Farm.
The ball game's over. State Farm has surprisingly great rates on car insurance. You'll get coverage that meets your needs at a price that fits your budget. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, the Clippers go to 37-33. With the win tonight, Warriors fall to 36-34. Sacramento won tonight, so they're tied with Memphis, who lost tonight. And the Warriors losing this road game. Well, now 9 consecutive road games they have lost. They have not won a road game since January 30th at Oklahoma City. And they'll try to break that streak coming up in 2 nights' time in Atlanta, but they'll have to do it without Draymond Green. Picked up his 16th technical foul, so he is not going to be able to play in that one. LA Lakers lost tonight. They go to 33-36, I believe, or 34-36. And so it was a night where the Warriors could have easily, had a chance to pick up some ground on all these teams, Jim, but they just couldn't get it done. And the turnovers, to me, and offensive rebounds surrendered. Clippers with 16 offensive rebounds, Warriors with 16 turnovers compared to 8 for the Clippers. And as a result, they take 8 more shots. Not a horrible number.
But when you're shooting 56%, as the Warriors were, and 47% from three-point range, those are big numbers.
Yeah.
Instead of a 8-point game towards the end, it's a game of 2 points. Or maybe less.
Yeah, give me your other thoughts on this game tonight. What'd you see? Maybe some numbers.
I loved the way the Warriors started the game. They got a great start, and it was 6-0 all of a sudden. They hit 3 threes. But then all of a sudden, they got tired a little bit. I think they got a little winded, and it turned out to be the lowest scoring quarter of all of them, I believe. Warriors were down by 5, 28-23. There were 7 lead changes in the quarter. That's how competitive it was. And I think that was a precipice for things to come. And we saw that the rest of the way. The only quarter that did not have a lead change was the fourth quarter. Quarter 2, the Warriors jump out, 10-0 run. This was a game of runs by both teams. They had a 10-0 run. And you could tell with 4 minutes to go, they were shooting 50% from the field. They made one more free throw at that time. They had made 6 threes. By the way, then things kind of it didn't help for the Clippers that Morris got ejected.
Right.
And that kind of fed the Warriors, and it turned out to be a pretty good quarter for the Warriors as they led that quarter 35-33, and it was the only quarter they really won. And so at halftime, it was a 3-point game. The Warriors had great numbers, but then all of a sudden, they didn't shoot free throws in the third quarter. The Clippers kept going to the line, and the Warriors did not, and the Warriors kept turning the ball over, and so they shot themselves in the foot. As it turned over, points off turnovers tonight, in a game that was an 8-point game, the Warriors were -9 points off turnovers. I'm not saying that's the whole difference.
Well,
I think they did a lot of really good things, but Leonard controlled the game when he had the ball in his hands. Curry was magnificent. There's no question about it.
I mean, they wasted a night with Steph Curry goes for 50.
Yeah.
With 6 assists.
Yeah.
And, one of the best nights of his career. But, man, it's disappointing.
Yeah, very disappointing. And I thought the bench, in particular, Gordon and Mann, were terrific off the bench. They combined for 33 bench points. Now, Jordan Poole did get 19, but he got a few at the end there, by the way, when the game was really over. So I thought that Gordon in the third quarter and Terrence Mann, Gordon got, I think, 13 in that third quarter. And he kept them in the game when the Warriors had a heck of a quarter themselves when they scored 35, but the Clips scored 38 in that one. And I thought that's why it's important to have more than, your starters. And they've got a veteran in Eric Gordon, whose better days are behind him, certainly. But you could see tonight he's certainly capable, and he is definitely competitive.
Well, tonight, this consecutive road game, a loss for Golden State. During that losing streak, they've been outscored 127.9 to 117.4. As I mentioned, they're now 0-21 on the road when trailing after three quarters. It's the second straight game they shot at least 50% from the field, and they're 20-6 when they do that. And, surprisingly, they're 8-4 in games where Curry scores 50, when usually maybe I guess the case would be Jim in those games. He has to score 50 to keep them close,
right,
when other guys maybe aren't having the kind of nights they would like. But to me, a winning road trip just got very difficult for Golden State. Draymond's not going to play in Atlanta.
Yep.
Then you got Memphis on the back end of a back-to-back, and you go to Houston and Dallas. This road trip, again, I don't know where the answer is going to come from on this road trip, because they're playing teams that are also fighting for position in 3 of the final 4 games. And
it puts them in a precarious position.
Absolutely.
Because every game is so important to where the Warriors are going to be, whether they're going to be in a play-in or whether they're going to be in the playoffs at all. Or drop completely out. I mean, it's unknown at this time, and it's to be decided. This road trip will decide a lot for the Warriors' fate.
Any final thoughts?
I love the game, but in the final analysis, the Clippers controlled the game. They did it in the fourth quarter when they had to. They never let, they got a little close, but then they'd stretch it out again. And they were so good. They had 3 turnovers late in the game. Those are the only turnovers. They did not turn the ball over at all in the third quarter. And the Warriors were just a little too turnover happy. I think they were, and Draymond might have been the worst with that. He finished up with 4 turnovers tonight, trying to make plays that weren't there, trying to create something out of nothing. You just have to play a solid game. But I tell you what, they've got to do a better job at stopping the point of attack when someone's dribbling, and rather than let guys get into the lane. Easier said than done, particularly with Kawhi Leonard. But I thought that Terrence Mann and Eric Gordon both got to positions on the court with little resistance at times.
That's Jim Barnett. That's a spot-on analysis of the game tonight. Let's get to thank you, Jim. We'll talk to you before the game in Atlanta. Warriors on the road. They'll leave for Georgia tomorrow after being delayed coming down here to L.A. yesterday because of weather. On the Kaiser Permanente scoreboard, we start off with Philadelphia and Cleveland. This could be a first-round matchup in the East.
Harden, Embiid. Tossed into Embiid. Step back right wing. 3 off the glass and in. He can't do anything other than shrug his shoulders. He hits the shrug, 108.99. A Banks 3 from the right wing.
Philadelphia goes to 46-22 with the 118-109 victory over the Cavs. Cavs are 44-28 on the season. And so now Cleveland for home court will Right now, they are in home court. They lead the Knicks by 2.5 games, so it looks like that's going to be locked up for them, but they trail Philadelphia by 4 for the number 3 spot. It doesn't look like they're going to get there. Elsewhere on the card, Miami was taking on Memphis. Gabe Vincent from downtown.
Here's Butler. Snaps it to Vincent. Catch and fire on the contested shot and makes a 3. I don't know how he did it. It had to be impossible with a defender right in his face.
Well, it's a good shot because he also has rebounders.
What do I know?
Yeah, Jason Jackson on the call for the Heat Radio Network. They cruise to a 138-119 win. The Heat are now 38-33, and they are in the number 7 spot in the East. They're 2 back of Brooklyn for the 6th spot and 3 ahead of Atlanta for the 8th spot. So it looks like they are also getting into a situation where they may be kind of landlocked. For the Grizzlies, well, that loss leaves them at 41-27. They're tied with Sacramento, but Sacramento has the better conference record over the Grizzlies, and so I think that would take place. Sacramento would be 2. Memphis would be 3. And earlier today, John Morant found out the league almost retroactively has suspended him for 8 games. Here's John Morant's comments about that.
Well, the gun wasn't mine. It's not who I am. I don't condone any type of violence, but I take full responsibility for my actions. Made a bad mistake, and I can see the image that I painted over myself with my recent mistakes. But in the future, I'm gonna show everybody who John really is, what I'm about, and change this narrative.
Well, we hope that in his case that works out very well for him. We wish him all the best. Sacramento and Chicago, just a crazy finish.
To DeRozan, he fires for 3. He's got it, and he was fouled. Oh my goodness! I can't believe that the Kings made that mistake. Harrison Barnes was screened off, but somehow he made contact. And it's going to be DeRozan with a chance to tie with 11.6 seconds to go. Fox advances the dribble across the logo. 5 seconds to go. It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple. 7/10 of a second remaining. The 3-point shot will be reviewed. It's not over yet, but fourth quarter Fox has come through one more time.
Sacramento gets the victory over Chicago on that shot. The final score is 117-114. Kings are 41-27, currently in the number 2 spot. Chicago 31-37, a half game back of Washington for the final play-in spot. Meanwhile, Boston was taking on Minnesota. They helped out the Warriors. Jaylen Brown for 3.
White crosses over on Reed, steps away, knocks down a 3.
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. Defender in your face. Stepping back, stepping away.
33 points for Jaylen Brown. The lead is 8.
And Boston comes away with the victory. Controversial jump ball at the end of this game. It ended up being a 2-point win, 104-102. Boston 48-22. Minnesota falls to 35-35 on the season. Boston 2.5 back of Milwaukee. They're a game ahead of Philadelphia in the 2-3 battle there in the East. And with the loss, Minnesota goes to 35-35. They're still a game back of the Warriors, but they're also, we're wondering what was going on in the other games on the night, including Houston and L.A.
Jay Sean's got 5. He's got 4. He's got 3. Bounce pass left side. Josh Christopher going to launch a 3-pointer as the buzzer goes off, and that's 3 straight triples. Rockets up 13.
Matt Thomas on the call. The Rockets Radio Network, they win 114-110. Lakers fall to 34-36. They're in the number 10 spot in the West, a half game ahead of the Utah Jazz. The other game tonight, down at the end of regulation, Dallas had a chance to win, but Keldon Johnson for the Spurs.
Here comes Graham to get it. They'll throw it to the rim for Johnson. He stuffs it with 1.5 seconds remaining. Mavericks do not have the timeout. Cleveland looking. Inbound to Bullock. Can't get it away in time. We go to overtime. Oh, no.
Oh, no, indeed. Chuck Cooperstein on the call on the Mavericks Radio Network. It goes to overtime, but then the Mavs were able to pull away.
Screen by Powell. Drags was lost the ball. Jones knocked it away. Hardy got it back to Green. Through the lane. Right corner. Bullock for 3. And Reggie Bullock knocks it down to give the Mavericks a 5-point lead. 17 for Reggie Bullock.
Final is 137-128. The Mavs go to 35-35. That come from behind win, and that leaves them in a virtual tie with Minnesota. The T-Wolves ahead on their conference record. Mavs in the number 8 spot in the West. Wow, a crazy night in the West and a crazy night here in L.A. The Warriors let a 50-point effort by Curry go by the boards tonight and lose to the L.A. Clippers 134-126. Nice effort by the Clippers, 30 for Kawhi Leonard, 24 for Paul George, and Zubats with 19 points and 16 rebounds. For Curry, 20 of 28 from the field, 8 of 14 beyond the arc. Warriors now at 36-34, Clippers at 37-33. Final order of business tonight, the Warriors behind the shooting of Stephen Curry made a total of 17 threes, and that means that a total of $8,500 will be donated to benefit local organizations and underserved youth as part of the Hoops for Kids program presented by Salesforce. Go to warriors.com/kids for more information. Thank you, Salesforce, and all of our participating sponsors. Final was 134-126. Clippers over the Warriors on the Warriors Radio Network presented by United Airlines.
Fleetwood Windows and Doors. Big, bold, dramatic, elegantly shown at Dolan's. Fleetwood minimalist products are designed and engineered to the highest standards, backed by a transferable lifetime warranty. Fleetwood is made in the USA with ingenuity and precision, designed to last. Get more information at dolanlumber.com. dolanlumber.com.
Thanks to the Xfinity 10G network, my little brother's friends won't leave our house. When I was their age, internet with basically no interruptions was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Now through March 21st, new customers can get 1 gig internet on the Xfinity 10G network. It's just $30 a month for 2 years when you add mobile with unlimited data. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Everyone circle up. I know it looks rough out there. Sure, we're down 119-64, but we came here to play differently. We need a game changer. Something like Ring Central, the business phone system that's more than a phone. I want you to communicate like you can talk to anyone, anywhere, all from the same app. Now get out there and play like you're using Ring Central.
Ring Central. Simpler communications.
Welcome to What If, the show where I, Jake from State Farm, answer your insurance what ifs. We've got a call from Millie. What's up?
Hi, Jake. What if, hypothetically, a moose gets mad at my car and rams into my windshield? Hypothetically.
Oh, just file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Great, but what if the moose eats my phone? Hypothetically.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Dub Nation, you're listening to the Warriors post-game show presented by State Farm.
Here's R.C. Davis.
Golden State came into the game with the same record as the fifth-seeded Clippers. Started out the game well, led by 7 at one point, but ultimately lose by 8 to continue their poor play away from Chase Center. The Dunks had three dunks for the Warriors tonight, so $6,000 will be donated by Rakuten to the Warriors Community Foundation as part of the Dunks for Donations program presented by Rakuten. Thank you, Rakuten, and go Warriors. Klay Thompson had 15 points on 16 shots, and the Warriors lone a block of the night defensively. Dante DiVincenzo continues to start, 10 points and 6 rebounds. Kevon Looney had 13 rebounds doing his part. Our Mercedes-Benz performance of the game, though, Steph Curry.
Curry in transition, high steps it, backs it up, fires away. The 2 is good over Paul George. Stephen Curry putting on a show in L.A. He's got 47. The Warriors are still alive.
Fresh off his 35th birthday just yesterday, number 30 puts up one of the best games of his career, 50 points and a couple of steals. Brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, the official luxury vehicle of the Golden State Warriors. Jordan Poole, 19 points on 11 shots off the bench, and after missing 3 games for stepping on someone's foot, Jonathan Kuminga had 8 points and 2 assists. JaMychal Green, 7 points, and Moses Moody and PBJ got some run as well. The Dubs made 11 free throws, which means $5,500 will be donated to the Warriors Community Foundation, benefiting education-focused nonprofits in the Bay Area. That's part of the Free Throws for Futures program, powered by the PG&E Corporation. Visit warriors.com/free throws to learn more. Of those 4 misses tonight up from the charity stripe, 3 were from Curry and Poole. Draymond Green scored 8 points and had 8 rebounds, but picked up his 17th technical of the season on a play in which Marcus Morris was ejected, which means he will miss the Hawks game on Thursday, unless the NBA unless the NBA chooses to rescind that tech, which could happen. Still no Andrew Wiggins, and it was learned earlier today that Andre Iguodala will undergo surgery on his left wrist. State Farm has surprisingly great rates on car insurance. You'll get coverage to meet your needs at a price that fits your budget. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Clippers won the rebounding battle by 8, 44-36. Turned the ball, and the Warriors turned the ball over 16 times, leading to 20 Clipper points. Let's take a look ahead next on the 95.7 The Game Warriors Radio Network, presented by United Airlines.
The roar of the crowd. The sweet sound of a swish. Nothing beats being there live at Chase Center for the game, Warriors fans. And Ticketmaster is your official gateway to buying and selling the best seats all season long. Ticketmaster verifies every seat sold, guaranteeing that getting into the game is a layup. Be there live to defend Warriors ground this season with seats from Ticketmaster.com/Warriors. Ticketmaster, the official marketplace of the Golden State Warriors.
Every piece of land has a story. The Upshaw's right there is with a John Deere 1 Series tractor they call Penny. And this is Shaw.
Shaw stands for skilled hands at work.
But he's not cutting grass, he's cutting hair.
So every person is different, from hair tight to head shape. And I feel like it's the same way in a yard.
Front loader to backhoe, the Upshaws have the tools to DIY all day long. Run with us on a 1 Series tractor and start telling your story. Learn more at johndeere.com/radio.
What makes a buzzer beater so great? The energy, the spontaneity, the choice to just go for it. Last second flight changes aren't so different. Whether it's pulling an all-nighter, checking off a bucket list item, or extending your trip for some R&R. At United, we think last second calls are yours to make. That's why we don't charge change fees, ever. This is what an airline looks like when good leads the way. United is proud to be the official airline of the Golden State Warriors. Exceptions apply for certain international flights. Forever applies to flights within the U.S. and between the U.S. and Mexico or the Caribbean.
And that's another 3 from Klay. The Warriors are heating up here at Chase Center, and I cannot believe you are not here to witness it. Ooh, steal by Draymond over to Curry from downtown. That's a new career high without you here to see it. Unbelievable. I'll tell you, Bill, how would it feel to not be here right now?
Crushing, John. Crushing.
Here is where it happens. Experience the Warriors at Chase Center. Tickets on sale now at warriors.com.
If you own a small business, you know the value of time. GetRefunds.com does too. That's why they've made it easy.
no matter how busy you are, to apply for the Employee Retention Credit, or ERC. Go to getrefunds.com to get started, and in less than 8 minutes, see if your business qualifies for ERC assistance. Your business may be eligible for a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee kept on payroll during COVID-19. GetRefunds.com has already helped clients claim over $3 billion in payroll tax refunds through the ERC, and they may be able to help your business too. There's no upfront charge either. They don't get paid until your business gets its refund. Many businesses believe they won't qualify based on incomplete or outdated information, so don't let this opportunity pass you by, because this payroll tax refund is only available for a limited time. Go to getrefunds.com. That's getrefunds.com.
Dub Nation, you're listening to the Golden State Warriors Audio Network, presented by United Airlines.
John Dickinson's up next with Warriors Wrap-Up on 95.7 The Game in San Francisco. That's where you'll hear the Steve Kerr post-game press conference, brought to you by Kia, the official vehicle partner of the Golden State Warriors. Kia, movement that inspires. Clippers were led by Kawhi Leonard, 30 points, and a double-double from Ivica Zubac. Off to Atlanta to face the Hawks, 4:30 with the tip for Tim Roy and Jim Barnett. Legendary LA engineer Mike Noto, editor Cam Williams doing a great job, network coordinator Sterling Bennett. I'm R.C. Davis. Good night from LA. Clippers 134, Warriors 126.
Come into Friedman's Appliance for their once-yearly Red Tag Sale March 24th through March 26th and see the full line of Fisher & Paykel appliances. Experience them in person in live vignettes, and Fisher & Paykel representatives will be on hand to showcase their products. And for a limited time, receive up to a $2,000 rebate when you purchase a qualifying Fisher & Paykel kitchen package. Visit Friedman's Appliance Red Tag Sale for the best pricing on Fisher & Paykel appliances.
Hey, Stephen Curry, it's game day, and you know what that means.
That you're going to talk like an announcer all day long?
Yes, and fans get 10% cash back in arena or online at Warriors Shop by using Rakuten.
That is pretty exciting.
Cash back on Warriors gear is exciting, Stephen Curry.
I think they know it's me.
Good point. We just need to tell them the website.
Rakuten.com/Warriors. RAKUTEN.com/Warriors.
And that's another three from Clay. The Warriors are heating up here at Chase Center, and I cannot believe you are not here to witness it. Ooh, steal by Draymond over to Curry from downtown. That's a new career high without you here to see it. Unbelievable. I'll tell you, Bill, how would it feel to not be here right now?
Crushing, John. Crushing.
Here is where it happens. Experience the Warriors at Chase Center. Tickets on sale now at warriors.com.
No matter what you're eating during today's Warriors game, sharing a jar of Mazzetta makes it better. Just pop open that red cap and give your favorite snack something extra, like spicy, crunchy jalapenos on nachos or zesty pepperoni on sandwiches and sliders. It's not difficult. It's not complicated. It's just better. At Mazzetta, we say that when you share your food, you share a part of who you are. So grab your family and friends and share some unforgettable flavors. Stop by your local store to find all of your Mazzetta favorites or visit Mazzetta.com for recipes and inspiration. No matter what, don't forget a Mazzetta. Go Dubs.
Shopping for cars is a blast. This one's nice, but realizing they're out of your budget is not. Ooh, moonroof. That's why CarMax lets you pre-qualify and shop our nationwide inventory by monthly payment, all without impacting your credit score. I could be a hatchback person, because the best way to find a car you love is with a shopping experience you love. Okay, narrowed it down to 50. CarMax, car buying reimagined. See CarMax.com for details.
Chase is a proud partner of the Golden State Warriors, and Chase cardholders score more at Chase Center. Access in-arena and online discounts at the Warriors Shop, Chase lounges before select concerts and Warriors games, in-app benefits, eatery discounts, advanced access to tickets, and preferred seating when you use your Chase card. See more cardholder perks at chase.com/Chase Center. Restrictions and limitations apply. Deposit and credit card products provided by JP Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC.
A podiatrist will tell you about your feet. An orthopedist will tell you about your bones. A physical therapist will analyze your gait. A psychologist will help you manage your anxiety. But what if they're all connected? What if your walk affects your hip alignment and the loss of movement affects your mental health? At Kaiser Permanente, we know the body is connected in unseen ways. That's why our doctors work together to care for all that is you. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you. Learn more at kp.org.
You've been listening to the Golden State Warriors Audio Network, presented by United Airlines.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey Sports. For even more coverage of your team, download the free Odyssey app and listen to your favorite stations, shows, and podcasts.
That's a wrap.
Yo, that's a wrap. It was an amazing experience. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope they got some laughs, some good entertainment.
This is Warriors Wrap Up on 95.7 The Game.
Curry in transition, high steps it, backs it up, fires away. The two is good over Paul George. Stephen Curry putting on a show in LA. He's got 47. The Warriors are still alive.
Yeah, and Steph Curry would end up with 50 for the 12th time in his career and for the second time this season. And yeah, what a display it was as Steph Curry goes for 50. 8 of 14 from 3, 21 in the third quarter. It was just must listen, must watch, kind of one of those out-of-body experience type performances from Steph Curry a day after his 35th birthday. But it's also the second time this season that Steph goes for 50 and the Warriors lose on the road as the Clippers beat the Dubs tonight, 134-126. We welcome you inside Warriors wrap-up here on 95.7 The Game. It's John Dickinson with you. We'll keep this thing rolling up until 11 o'clock and maybe beyond if the people want to talk about this one. Phone number to participate in the program is 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570 as the Warriors lose for the 9th consecutive time on the road. So they dipped to 36-34. 70 games in the books, 12 games to go. The next 4 are going to be on the road. And the bottom line is the Warriors, this is a pivotal loss. Now, it drops them down in the Western Conference standings to the 6th spot as the Clippers move up to 5th. And the Clippers also tie the Warriors in the season series. And with the win, they even their division record, which now becomes the tiebreaker in any two-way tiebreaker between the Clippers and the Warriors. And so the Clippers now 1 game up, and although it still can change, they also hold the tiebreaker at this point. Clippers 7-7 in division games. Again, Pacific Division games, Clippers, Lakers, Warriors, Kings, and Suns. Those head-to-head matchups. And the Warriors now 6-9 in the division as they wrap up the season series with the Clippers. They've already wrapped up the season series against the Lakers and the Suns as well. They have 1 more game in the division for the season, and that's a game in Sacramento coming up on April the 7th. And so the best that the Warriors would be able to do would be to win that one and end up 7-9 in the 16 divisional games that each team will play on a year-in, year-out basis. So 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. A lot to get into here. I thought the Warriors played with a lot more intensity tonight. You could tell early on that they kind of wanted this one. They came out with a purpose. It was an 8-1 lead, and the Warriors started each of the first 3 quarters by jumping on the Clippers a little bit. It was 8-1 in the first quarter, was 13-4 run in the second quarter, 10-3 in the third. But then you looked up in the middle of each of those quarters, and the Warriors found themselves trailing. And it's another road game for the Dubs where they wind up giving up 130+, which puts them right in the similar category as they have been all season long, with their record now 7-27 away from Chase Center. And that is a team that basically gives up between 125 and 130 a night on the road, some bottom 2, bottom 3 defense on the road. And so despite just the ultimate Steph Curry performance, the Warriors defense was not there. The free throw line another area in which the Clippers wind up having the advantage in this game. They get to the free throw line 32 times. And while Steph was going off for his 21 in the third, the Clippers were getting to the free throw line a lot. And that and Eric Gordon basically helped keep the Warriors at bay, even though Steph was keeping the Warriors in the game. Steph went for 21 in the third, and the Warriors lost the third quarter 38-35. They lost the quarter 38-35, and that was after they started the quarter with a 10-3 advantage. And so, again, I thought there was more purpose. I thought there was more intensity. I thought tonight was not a care or try or effort type problem for the Warriors. Tonight was just a beyond Steph Curry, this team without Andrew Wiggins and without Gary Payton II involved in the conversation. They're just weren't good enough tonight. And you can go up and down the line. Draymond Green, not good enough tonight. Klay Thompson, not good enough tonight. 6 of 16, just 15 points for Klay. I thought at times tonight he was doing the best he could defensively against Kawhi Leonard. But the story of this one, to be sure, as we get to the secret sauce of the game, right off the top here, where did the Warriors win or lose? What was the deciding factor? Secret sauce of the game here, brought to you by Proposition Chicken. It was twofold in this one for the Warriors. It was offensive rebounds and second chance points, and it was turnovers. Warriors committing 16 turnovers, the bulk of them in the first half and in the first really quarter and a half, and the Clippers ended up with 20 points off the Warriors' 16 turnovers. Warriors with 11 points off of 8 turnovers, so the turnovers just crushers, and then second chance points. Warriors get obliterated. The size of the Clippers an issue, and I think the Warriors got caught a little bit trying to match the size of the Clippers on the wing without a couple of wing defenders tonight, and that meant Jonathan Kuminga was in the game as a wing. Draymond was going to be at center because you're not going to play Looney and Draymond and Kuminga together, and Draymond was getting overpowered on the boards by Ivica Zubac. And you look at Zubac tonight, he had 16 rebounds. He had 5 offensive rebounds, 16 total offensive rebounds in this game for the Clippers. And the Clippers really twofold, hitting the Warriors as far as the points off turnovers, 20, and second chance points, 27 second chance points. So even when the Warriors were able to get stops, they were not able to secure the rebound. And those two things really did the Warriors in, along with Eric Gordon's third quarter. And I think the free throw line in the third quarter in particular, where the Clippers were at least able to stop some of the impact of what Curry was doing. And Curry was going absolutely nuts with the 21 there in that third quarter. So 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. That, your secret sauce of the game, brought to you by Proposition Chicken. Fried, flipped, fake. This chicken goes 3 different ways. Now available in 8 Bay Area locations, with the newest one being in Nevada. Let's get to Patrick up first here tonight. Phone lines open, Xfinity mobile text line open. Patrick, though, gets us tipped off here on Warriors wrap-up of 95.7 The Game. What's going on tonight, Patrick?
Hey, how you doing, buddy? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good, good. Listen, I want to say something bold, and I want you to be patient with me, but this is what I think. I think and I hope this will be Steve Kerr's last season here, and I'm going to tell you why. Steve Kerr is living, to me, has become mentally unbalanced in a way, and that's because he's convinced himself that since he was kind of the designer of this small ball, you know, and it has been successful in the past, he just can't mentally come to grips that teams have figured out how to defend and play this challenge small ball. They've gotten more athletic. The league has changed, and he just doesn't want to accept it. And this is the most disappointing thing for me as a fan of this team for 40 years, as you have a coach that will not adapt to new realities. I mean, for example, Bob Myers came on I think KNBR last week, and he said, "What's the point of us picking up players to help when the coach won't play them?" Right?
Yeah, thanks, Patrick. Appreciate the call. It was right here on this very station. And so, look, here's the deal, Patrick, and thanks for the call. You can make the point that that this league is caught up, and that teams do things differently now, and more teams have more wings, more teams have the ability to play small and all of that. And that the Warriors are in a little bit of a different position as far as where they used to be. They also don't have a full deck as to when they try to play small. And I think they're getting caught in the fact that, the reality is if they had more big men, like James Wiseman, for example, Xfinity Mobile text line, a couple of people mentioned, hey, Wiseman could have helped the Warriors tonight. Wiseman wouldn't have been playing tonight for the Warriors at any point. Like, so much of the key to the Warriors' success has been that style of play. And it's Steph's success, and it's Draymond's success, and it's led to Klay Thompson's success. And so I don't really think it's an unwillingness to adapt or adjust, because the Clippers are still playing 4 wing players at times. And there's a lot of other nights where they'll play 5 wing players, basically. But in certain matchups, and tonight's a matchup where the Clippers know the Warriors can't go to their true small ball lineup, which would include Wiggins, which may include a Gary Payton II. And so you can throw a big man out there because you know that that's going to make Steve Kerr, if he wants to play small with a player that he wouldn't necessarily have out there for as long a period of time as he did tonight. And that guy was Jonathan Kuminga. And so if you're going to play, like, if Wiggins was out there playing and the Warriors were zipping the ball around and Wiggins was attacking the basket on offense, they could have run a guy like Zubats off the floor, or at least, got out in transition to a point where they were making life a little bit more difficult on him to pound him the way that he pounded him tonight. So it's a little bit of a tricky. I get it that fans are frustrated about it, and I understand, but the way the roster is built and the way the Warriors have intentionally built the roster is not conducive to having a bunch of big men play. And so they don't put those guys on the roster, because when push comes to shove in the biggest moments, they're not going to be on the floor anyway, because it's not the Warriors' best 5. And even this year, now, if you want to make the case that there should be another big on this team, that emergency play tonight if Zubats is hitting you a little bit, I mean, that's fair. I mean, to me, the simple question tonight is, you could have just put Kevon Looney in the game and played him with Draymond and sat Kuminga down on the bench. Kuminga had 0 rebounds in the entire time he was on the floor. And you could have let Looney, who was having a nice rebounding game, get out there and try and battle a little bit with Zubats and take your chances that the Clippers are going to, basically double off of Draymond and Looney to the point where maybe Curry doesn't have the ability to go off to the level that he was going off. So it's a catch-22. If the Warriors, I think in the past, had gotten burned by Draymond and Looney playing together. And so you don't want to go to Draymond and Looney playing together. Well, you play Kuminga, and if you're going to play Kuminga, then Kuminga has to pitch in on the boards. Everybody has to pitch in on the boards. I don't want to be necessarily singling him out, although he was kind of low motor tonight on the boards. And I do think, at times it's tough also to rebound if you're out defending on the perimeter, which a lot of times he was defending on the perimeter. And I think late in the game, he picked up a couple of fouls trying to really be more aggressive in that vein. But when you look at the way this Warriors team is built, they're built to finish games with Steph, Klay, Draymond, Wiggins, and then pick your 5th. DiVincenzo, Looney, Kuminga, Poole, whoever that is on a given night that's playing well, GP2, and rolling with it that way. And when the pieces are not fully available, they get caught with somebody out there in a key stretch that maybe makes them more vulnerable. And I think that was the case in the game tonight. So I don't think it's a refusal necessarily for Kerr to adapt. And you're not going to want to miss what Steve Kerr had to say after this game. I just think it's more the Warriors have a way that's been successful for them to this point this season and over this last decade. And, that's what, when they're clicking, they do best, and how they beat teams like the Clippers in the past, how they beat Boston last year, how they beat Memphis and all of these other teams. It's with just a little bit of big, but also the versatility and the ability to let their guard play and let their wing play and their switchability, both offensively and defensively, be able to lead them to a lot of these wins. So 888-957-9570. Tony and Alameda next here on 95.7 The Game. Hey, Tony.
Hi, good evening. Thank you, Jerry. Hello?
I'm here, Tony. What do you got, man?
Okay. All right. Yes. Listen, I'm kind of puzzled on this lineup we have tonight, okay? We did good the other night, okay? We had Jermichael Green, who's really effective. Tonight, we hardly see him, okay? Then we hardly see Looney. Then we have Kuminga here. Kuminga, he didn't know where he was tonight, okay? Turnovers. And he goes in the paint. He doesn't know what to do on turnovers. What's up with that lineup there tonight compared to the other night that we had was so good? And despite that, Curry is doing so good. I mean, Clay, he did his. The other night, I know we had Dividenzo, we got Clay and Curry going hot. And tonight, Dividenzo is off, and now we got, what was his name, Jordan Poole. He was doing good. Dividenzo is not. It's vice versa. And maybe it's the wrong lineup tonight, or we're just missing some big men down below. We were getting eat up there by Kuzma down below.
Yeah, Zubats. They were getting eat up by Zubats down below. Let's figure it out. 888-957-9570. Thanks, Tony. Ivica Zubats, not Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma plays for Washington. Used to play for the Lakers. Look, callers are on one tonight. We're 0 for 2 as far as the callers go tonight here on Warriors Wrap-Up on 95.7 The Game. But I will continue to hand out the phone number, 888-957-9570. And yes, 240, Xfinity mobile text line. Yeah, I did shut the caller down right out of the chute because the reality is if you're going to bring – you got to have an option. If you're going to rip Steve Kerr, you got to have some alternate options that make sense. If you're going to rip Steve Kerr, you got to at least know who the hell's playing for the other team. All right. Otherwise, yeah, I am going to jump in and I am going to correct you and I am going to give my take on it as opposed to your take on it. But here's the